My name is Cody Perez and my topic is limits of trigonometric functions, and my purpose is to help students to remember rule number 1, sine of x over x is equal to 1 by way of mnemonic device, as remembering sine of any variable is equal to 1. First, we'll take an example problem. Find the limit as x goes to 0 of sine of 3x over x. Step 1, we're going to multiply the top and the bottom of the function by 3. This will give you 3 sine 3x over 3x. It takes you to step 2, where you can substitute a for the 3x, which would give you 3 sine of a over a. This brings us back to the rule sine of x over x is equal to 1, which makes sine of a over a equal to 1. This changes the function into 3 times 1, which gives you a limit of 3 for this problem. And a good way you can remember sine of any variable over a by mnemonic device is as sin. Instead of thinking this as sine, think of it as sin, in which a bad or ethical value. How many times do you really want to make a mistake? Well, hopefully just once. And since you just want to make it one time, sine of any variable is always going to equal to 1. Now, I want to start by helping you remember rule number 2. Cosine x minus 1 over x will always equal to 0. I'm going to start with the problem, but as you can notice, if you notice, the problem is the rule. I'm doing this because I feel it would be better to show why this will be equal to 0 rather than to give an example problem. So we start with the limit as x goes to 0, cosine x minus 1 over x, and we multiply both the top and the bottom of the function by cosine x plus 1. When we do that, we come up here to step number 2, the limit as x goes to 0, cosine squared x minus 1 over x, cosine x plus 1. But if you know your trigonometric identities, you know that cosine squared x minus 1, as we got right here, is equal to sine squared x. Because this is equal, we can take this and plug it in and rewrite this as the limit as x goes to 0 is sine squared x over x cosine x plus 1. This function right here can be separated into two different limits. The limit as x goes to 0, negative sine x over x is equal to negative 1. This can refer back to rule number 1, where sine x over x is equal to 1, but it's negative, so it would change it to negative 1. And this one is sine x over cosine x plus 1. And this function right here is equal to 0. So if you multiply negative 1 times 0, you're going to get 0 every time. Which brings back to the rule, cosine x minus 1 over x is equal to 0. If this is difficult for you to remember, I have an easy way for you to remember it. You can use what I like to call a mnemonic device. And if I haven't explained what a mnemonic device was before, it's a tool that you can use words or phrases, short poems or something, to help you remember certain aspects of learning. This one, the one I picked for cosine x minus 1 over x equals 0, is taking the word cosine and flipping it backwards, which gives you sock. And it's sock as in socks on your feet. You can let the x's represent the 2 socks that you wear, and if you take away 1 sock, then you might as well not wear any socks and just put on the Crocs And in the Crocs, it's COS or cosine as it is in the function.